A lot of these other teams are calling about you. They want you, but you're not going anywhere. You're ours.
The Golden State Warriors have released at least a part of their plan for the 2025 season. I have to admit, I was a bit shocked when I found this out, but that doesn't make it any less true. Wait till you find out the details, but the major bit is this. The Warriors have decided that they have a full and total replacement for Klay Thompson, and it has nothing to do with Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, or DeAnthony Melton. Hey, what's happening, everyone? This is Swish Culture. Now we know why Klay Thompson was so upset. The same rookie he chided last season for being overdramatic has now taken Klay's place next to Stephen Curry as the Warriors' number 2 guard. This is why Brandon Podziemski was not included in any trade talks and is without a doubt ahead of all the Warriors' other young players in the pecking order, including Jonathan Kuminga. Today we're going to look at how this happened, why this happened, and what it means for the rest of the team for the upcoming season. Keep watching to find out the rest of the details, but before that, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Swish Culture for the most analytical and entertaining NBA content on the planet. Now get ready. You're about to get This might sound a bit confusing for some, but without Klay Thompson, the Warriors are in dire need of floor spacing. Even with Klay missing shots, players still had to give him respect out on the perimeter, and this is one of the primary reasons why the Mavs signed him. With a player like Derek Lively II in the paint who has no outside presence, it becomes somewhat difficult for Luka to penetrate. Add in players on the perimeter like Hardaway Jr. who struggle without a reputation for reliable three-point shooting, and the fact that Luka took the second most number of threes last season, you can see why the Mavs prioritized getting Klay Thompson this summer. There will be plenty of outside shots for Klay that will allow Luka, Lively, and even Kyrie to operate inside. So now we know what impact Klay's shooting has on the team. Let's pivot to Golden State and Brandon Podziemski. So Pods recently revealed to Anthony Slater in an interview that in discussions with Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Steve Kerr, that they want him to shoot 8 to 10 threes a night. I'll explain exactly why you don't want to gloss over that statement, which impacts not just Pods, but the entirety of the rest of the young players. Firstly, how many and which players in the NBA are shooting 10 threes a game? According to StatMuse, only Steph Curry and Luka Doncic on our top 10 list of players with the most three-point attempts shot more than 10 threes last season. The remaining 8 players on this top 10 list shot between 8 and 10 three-pointers, a list which includes players such as Damian Lillard, Dante DiVincenzo, CJ McCollum, and a host of other well-known shooters. Interestingly enough, Klay Thompson shot 9 attempts per game, so not even he hit the mark of 10 three-point attempts per game that it seems the Warriors have set as a threshold for Pods. When we consider the green light Jordan Poole had in 2022 when the Warriors won the championship, even then Poole only managed to put up 7.6 attempts in 30 minutes of playing time. The opportunity that Pods is getting this season is what Jordan Poole dreamt about for 4 years at Golden State, but was only able to get a taste of for the first 2.5 months of the championship season. But let's be a little conservative and say that they probably want Pods at around 9 attempts per game, smack dab in between the 8 and 10 as quoted by Pods in the Anthony Slater interview. Does Pods have the requisite skill level to take the same number of shots that one of the greatest shooters in the history of the game couldn't even manage to take in 30 minutes? We saw the level of difficulty in the shots that Klay had to take from distance. Off balance, drifting, fading away, even looking off better shots to take good shots, which was a concerning departure from the Warriors' mantra of giving up a good shot for a great shot. What I'm saying is, the best shooters in the league take shots that are considered bad.
I mean, that's a bad shot.
However, some players are just that good that they're allowed to take those shots. This short list includes current players such as Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, and Damian Lillard. The only reason these players are able to take these shots is because of their ability to create at an historic level, because as soon as opposing teams see that you're a threat from distance, you become a target for the most ostentatious perimeter defenders. But let's say Pods is able to get his shots off. What does this look like? Last season, Pods took 8.1 shots per game, which included a lot of floaters and hook shots, and according to him, those will be casualties of his new approach to the game. This means shooting the ball instead of driving and getting inside the paint. Those floaters and hooks finished at about 45% efficiency, which is subpar for shots taken 3 to 10 feet away from the basket. From NBA.com, Pods is shooting 42.5% on shots from the 5 to 9 foot range, which is not among the best, but certainly not among the worst either. In order to combat those lower efficiency attempts, Pods will attempt more threes and more mid-range, so around 15 to 20 feet out when he gets run off the three-point line. Considering ball movement and off-ball movement are a big part of his game, this changes what Pods brings to this team fundamentally. Considering he averaged only 3.7 assists in almost 27 minutes a game last season, more than Kuminga by the way, we're likely to see a decrease unless we significantly increase his usage rate and the number of shots he takes on offense, starting to sound a lot like someone the Warriors recently traded this past offseason. If we look at the highest volume shooters in the league again, we know that DiVincenzo took the 4th most 3-point shots, able to go north of 8 attempts per game while only taking 12.4 total field goal attempts in only 29 minutes. He hit over 40% of his threes and had 2.7 assists per game, so feasibly, this could be the role that the Warriors are looking for Pods to fill, which begs the question, why let DiVincenzo go and then try to change your young player's game to emulate it a year down the line? Both players are 6'4", however, one is clearly a better defender. With 1.3 steals last season, Dante is able to hold his own against other perimeter players, forcing turnovers at a high rate and establishing himself as one of the league's best 3-and-D players. So let's say Pods turns into DiVincenzo and gets the Warriors an efficient 8 to 10 3-point attempts per game in 30 minutes of playing time while playing top-notch defense. This would obviously be a very good complement to Stephen Curry. However, this spells trouble for Moses Moody. This almost certainly means that Moses Moody does not have a future with Golden State. The problem with players that can't find a role in Golden State is that they typically flounder around the league without defined roles until they find themselves outside of the league. With the Warriors' record of resurrecting players' careers from the dead, if they can't make use of you, teams are likely to put you in a position where you can't excel, and that usually spells doom for anyone's career. The crazy part about this whole thing is that they're trying to turn Pods into a player that it might be better to have Moses Moody emulate. Moody is already a better defender, has more length, is more skilled offensively, and takes a higher percentage of threes than Pods. 47% of Moody's shots are from downtown, meanwhile only 39.5% of Pods' shots come from distance. If Moody wants to have a future in the league, his best bet would literally be for him to become a better passer and shooter while continuing to improve on his same defensive trajectory. While Moody shoots 2 percentage points less than Pods from distance, it's unclear how much of this difference is due to Moody's lack of confidence due to his inconsistent playing time. Pods shot 44% his last year at Santa Clara and 38.5% his first year with the Warriors. Moody has shot it consistently at 36% each year with the team and even while at Arkansas. Many players make a 3-point percentage shooting leap, and one that comes to mind is Tyrese Maxey, who went from shooting 30% his first year to 43% in subsequent years, with the only major difference being the time he spent on the floor. He went from playing 15 minutes per game his rookie season to 35 minutes in his sophomore season, although his free throw shooting remained consistently high in the mid-80s the entire time. Moses Moody has yet to shoot over 80% on free throws, so this might give the Warriors pause in trusting his shooting, although he is much more efficient than both Maxey and Pods inside the arc, averaging 57% shooting, whereas the latter shoot around 51% and 50% respectively. By this account, it would seem that giving Moody more playing time and confidence could potentially yield quicker results than trying to fundamentally change Pods' game. Lastly, this move by the Warriors seems to solidify Pods in the starting lineup and that they will allow him to work through the mistakes to become the player they're expecting him to be. This makes Pods the Warriors' third offensive option behind Steph and Kuminga. Kerr will likely go between Wiggins and Trace in the starting lineup in order to keep 3 shooters on the floor, depending on how well Kuminga shoots this season, with Buddy Hield and DeAnthony Melton able to come off the bench to shake things up if he's not knocking down his shots. At worst, Kerr will alternate JK's minutes with Draymond and have JK come off the bench. It seems like a waste to have your second best scorer come off the bench. However, in Steve Kerr's book, Kuminga needs to check certain boxes to fit in Kerr's lineup. Once training camp starts, I'll give you guys more updates on how things are shaking out for the starting lineup and the strategy for Golden State going forward. Let me know if you think this move by the Warriors will work, or if they'll abandon it at some point during the season in favor of giving Moody an opportunity. Should Moody get the starting nod and be given the minutes to prove himself, or should Pods get that luxury and vote of confidence that Moses can currently only dream of? Post your thoughts in the comments below. Before that, however, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all your notifications so you don't miss any of my latest uploads. Thanks for watching. Till next time, swoosh!